Hi, Rannvijay. Such a pleasure to have you on Now Binging, which is a show about everything that's binge-worthy.
Yes.
So, first of all, tell me, are you a binger? And what's the last show that kept you up, like just watching through the night?
I'm actually a binger way before binging was a thing.
Really?
Before it was like a thing to do. I didn't see Game of Thrones for 5 or 6 years. And then I remember I was shooting for one of the Splitsvillas, and I had 6 seasons, and I binged watched it between shoots, workout, shoots, food, workout, shoot. And I watched 6 seasons in like 27 days while I was shooting full on. So I love binging. That's my thing. Another interesting story, me and my friends, Nikhil and all, 15 years ago, binge watched the first season of 24 within 24 hours.
No way.
And that time, it used to be on DVDs. So I went in the morning to Sarvodaya and got returned those 3 DVDs and got the next 3 DVDs, and we watched all of it within 24 hours.
So you're the original binger, basically.
I mean, if there's a original G of binging, I think that's us.
That's you. So, your name, Rannvijay, is synonymous with adventure. But how adventurous are you in your binging? Like, would you watch, I don't know, an obscure foreign film? Would you watch? Really? You're up for anything?
Many years ago, when I was here in Bombay, and I met lots of people who were serious about acting and filmmaking, I started watching Majid Majidi's films, and Children of Heaven was the first film that I watched. Then I started looking into Iranian films, Turtles Can Fly and stuff like that. But now with my wife, when I was in London, just the last thing we saw was a fun series, which is a French series called Call My Agent.
Yeah.
And too much fun. And I think with all the agencies that we have here, it is an apt series to be remade here. I think they're trying to do that.
There is news,
but
yeah.
I am very adventurous with watching content. Yes.
So you don't sort of look for the tried and tested, which I believe for you is the superhero genre. I believe you're a big fan, and Wolverine is a massive favorite.
Yes, it is. For me, not just superheroes. It is anything to do with not just Marvel and DC, right? It's not even M. Night Shyamalan in the 3 films that he's made, starting from Unbreakable to Split. He's managed to make a genre of superheroes also. The ones who So I truly love all of that. Even The Boys, where it's actually the superheroes are the real villains. I love it. I just love it because I think growing up, I went to so many different schools. I went to 9 different schools. Dad was in the army. Of course, all the army officers, our uncles were heroes, superheroes. But the only constant in my life were the figurines that I had. I didn't have the room to go back to. I went to a boarding school. The only possessions were the G.I. Joes and the superhero He-Man figurines that I had. So that's why I got really close to them and the comics. So that was my possession. And I would just shift from one part of the country to the other. So that's why I think I got. And Wolverine, because I thought I was healing really quickly when I was young. I would get hurt a lot. I just got hurt yesterday playing basketball, but I would get hurt all the time. I have scars across my body, but I thought I was healing really quickly. And when I read about Wolverine in one of the comics, I was like, I don't think my mom and dad know, but I'm Wolverine. I was young.
That's fab. Just don't let Hugh Jackman know that you're actually Wolverine, right?
Yeah, he doesn't know. He's a great actor, but in real life.
That's fabulous. So you must have wept copiously when you watched Logan, no?
Yeah, it was bad. It was not nice for me.
It's a
so if somebody
film.
WhatsApps me, I mean, if somebody WhatsApp me, somebody from your team is WhatsApp me, if my WhatsApp goes to them, it says Wolverine.
Okay, and the other obsession that I read in your interviews is Amitabh Bachchan.
Yes.
You said that if you were to get to be in a scene with him, you wouldn't mind sort of sweeping the floor in a corner as long as you're in the same frame. When did this sort of obsession with Bachchan begin?
So I was never planning to be here in the entertainment industry. I was going to the army, and I cleared my written exams and my SSB, all set. And growing up, I would always be like, "Hey, sala kya? Rishta mein tum to." I was a fan, right? So when I entered this industry, I was not overawed by a lot of people's personalities, But I always imagine that if I was in a lift and Mr. Bachchan walked in, what would I do? Because that's the guy that. So then I mean, I always, every time somebody asks me, because who would you like to work with? And I've said it repeatedly that I would love to just be in the same frame as him, interact with him, work with him. I haven't done a film with him yet, but I had done a film called Action Replay. It's for the Oscars, of course. Thanks so much. but because of that, we went to KBC, and the first time that I actually interacted with him, we were in the green room. He entered and he met Vipul sir. He met everybody else, and then he looked at me and Aditya, and he looked at me and he says, "Rannvijay," and I was like, "What? He knows my name?" So because I was about to, I'm standing and I'm like, "Sir, ma'am," and I'm like, so I was ready to say, I'm going to say something nice, and he says, "Rannvijay, how are you?" I was like, "Hi, sir. How do you?" Then I realized, as a host, he knows everybody's.
Sure.
He's read those 3-4 lines. He knows, and then I'm standing in the flags, and he says he says, "Delhi University ke chhatra, Hansraj College se," because he's from Karodimal, right? And he's saying all of these things, and I'm like, "Dude, is he talking about me? Is he talking about me?" And people are like screaming, and I'm like, "No, don't make noise. I just want to listen to what he's saying." And he says, and I go out and he gives me a hug and I sit with him. And I remember that I knew the answers, and at that time there was 60 seconds to answer. And I was like, he's like, oh. I said, "I know the answer, but I'm going to take all of these 45 seconds that are left to chat with you. You tell me these things about you." And that's like, I can't tell you. It was amazing.
How magical. How wonderful. But just tell me, your name is also synonymous with bikes. Do you think that Hindi cinema has done enough with bikes?
Nope. And I'm glad, because Wolverine on a bike would be awesome. So I thought with Doom, at that moment, with the kind of action that was going on, and I was like, this is great. By the time the last Doom came, the bike became like a spaceship that would fly, wings would come out, and I was like, But bikes are not just like action. They could be a coming of age kind of film with like Motorcycle Diaries. Oh my God. Like,
or Easy Rider, back in the day.
Easy Rider. Even The Indian, if you remember the film The Indian.
Yeah.
And I still feel that a cool biker film, there is space for it. There was one that Neelatan Mukesh did, where he's a biker and he stunts and all. The film, Deepika's in the film, but there is still a lot of scope for like nice biking films. We've got geographically, we're blessed. We could do a film from here to Leh where we're shooting stuff. It could be about, like I said, slice of life, and it could be. And
could be a great road movie.
I should be the first pick for it. At least I should get an audition.
Okay, Rannvijay, it's time now for our bucket round, and I'm going to just pull out stuff from this bucket and ask you these questions, and you will have to answer them. I have no idea what I'm going to ask you. Okay, tell me, what's a favorite film of yours that you think everybody should watch?
For any family, I would love for them to watch a film called Children of Heaven. It's not a serious film. It's not a sad film. It's just a film, and it's a story and how family comes together. It's beautiful. So that's a nice one. For a lot of children who ask me about the army, and there's a film called Men of Honor. Gotta watch it, because again, it's a great film. I'm a like you said, a huge superhero fan. The Dark Knight is by far one of the best superhero films that's ever made. Begin set it up, but The Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan, like Heath Ledger, that film is entertaining. It's deep. It's got everything: performances, action, bike, Batpod, Batmobile, everything. It's got everything. It's got everything.
Okay, what's a film that inspired you to travel?
Motorcycle Diaries was a film that actually really inspired me to travel, because it was, and travel with meaning. It's not, hey, udhar wahan pe party ho rahi hai, wahan pe festival hai, wahan chale jao. It was a journey that they were trying to do because of a reason. So I like that.
Okay, what are you currently watching?
Currently, The Crown finished Queen's Gambit, watching something called Rake. Rake is an Australian lawyer. It would remind you of many characters, but it's really nice and slow, and it's Australian. It's really nice to watch something Australian. Waiting on the next Ozark and just Family Guy, Mirzapur. Indian content's become so good too, right? It's just crazy how good our content become. Scam was amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to watching Scam. That's one
You
thing.
haven't seen it yet?
I haven't seen it. I just want to so looking forward to watching Scam because I've heard just the best things about it, and I'm really proud. Like when you go abroad and you have some cousins and relatives and say India में क्या बन रहा है, and I'm like मैं तुम्हें बताता हूँ. मैंने जब उनको मिर्जापुर और Sacred Games दिखाया, now they're like hooked on to Indian content, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is. Okay. Last question. If someone was going through a heartbreak, which film or show would you recommend?
Entourage, if it's a guy, or Ballers, because you're just like, dude, just carry on, yeah, just carry on, just live your life, right?
Yeah.
For girls, there is I don't want girls to go through heartbreak, and if they are, I don't want to know.
Thank
Really enjoy
you.
it.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
ma'am.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Bye. You
Bye,
too.
guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Watch your favorite shows and movies from 11 entertainment apps all at one place on the big screen of your TV with Tata Sky Binge. To know more, click on the link in the description.